how to print the values of two variables on the same line in Python. So let's create a code cell here. So here we are going to name these variables as follows. We'll call the first variable x. Okay, let's say x takes the value 10. Let's say the second variable is y. Let's say it takes the value 15. Okay, now let's first print x and y on two separate lines. How do we do that? We say print x, and then on the next line we use print y. Now let's run this and see. So as you notice, 10 is the value of x and 15 is the value of y. They get printed on two separate lines. So how do we now print it on the same line? Okay, now let's go to another code cell and let's take the same values of x and y. Okay, so to print two values on the same line, this is how we are going to do it. So we write the print command or the print function and then the first variable x comma the second variable. Okay, now let's run this. Okay, notice that both x and y, the values of x and y here are 10 and 15. They get printed on the same line, 10 and 15. Also notice one thing, there is a space between these two variables, right? Or the values of these two variables, there is a space between the two. Okay, so just one final example. The two variables need not be of the same type. What I mean by that is this. Here both of them were integers, right? Now what we'll do is we'll take one of these variables to be a string, let's say Krishna, and the other variable is say age, which is 40, right? It's an integer. So first variable is a string, contains a string, second one contains an integer. Now how do we print name and age on the same line? This is how we do it. Same syntax as before, name comma age, first variable comma second variable. So if you now run this, you get Krishna space 40, right? So Krishna space 40. As you would have guessed by now, the order matters, right? So if you change this to age comma Krishna, sorry, age comma name. So if you change this to age comma name and try to print this, you will end up with 40 space Krishna. Alright, so that is how we print the values of two variables on the same line.